what seems to be a contradiction, that's like my hypothesis. Uh, it is not, it's not, I'm not trying to be bold, but in a sense, on a theoretical level, I'm really interested in the sociology of human rights. The way the language of human rights is being used in international aid policy also. What does human rights means? This whole confusion between corporate social responsibility, which is like the main discourse regarding Canadian officials and the link with the mining sector and things to do to improve the human rights situation, but the human rights international law, human rights treaty. There's some sort of confusion between those two objectives, but they are both of them promoted by the Canadian government. But I think where there's some sort of a link, which helps sometimes some of those policies that will examples with Lawyers Without Borders that I'll get into it, is the shared assumption that there is the need to strengthen, promote the rule of law, especially in post-conflict countries, fragile state, and countries like Colombia or Guatemala, for example, were identified as countries that needed to be securitized, stabilized for all sorts of reasons. Therefore, for the regarding the promotion of the rule of law, I believe at the same time it's not like altruistic motive necessarily, because it's in the interest of Canadian business that the country in which you will invest, that there's some sort of transparency or rule of law, so it's better for business. But at the same time, when there's a country who was known for massive corruption, human rights violation, the absence of a rule of law is a problem. So it's something that helps on both sides, but therefore it depends on the way the actors understand the notion of human rights. So I'm really interested in the language of human rights and the various interpretation. So for the ombudsman, the corporate ombudsman, for corporate social responsibility, it is something that took more than a decade to put it. In the mid 2000s, civil society groups in Canada were already proposing the creation of an ombudsman, but the weight of the extractive lobby, they were opposed. There was also a bill C-300 that didn't pass. It's a long work before, and the current government of Trudeau, they announced 2 years ago the creation of this ombudsman. What are the powers of this ombudsman? What can she do? What are her real powers? What can she do to condemn or stop a company which is widely documented that they have a negative impact on either the environmental or the human or both aspect of their operation? I'm not pessimist in the sense that it's good that for at least it is created. It is there for 5 years because it was created by a decree. So that she's there for 5 years, and she seems to have more power in initiatives than the previous CSR counselor that existed prior to that. But since it's all they're beginning their operations since last year, we haven't seen it. And right now with the pandemic, it's a real that's a Machiavellian perspective, but it's a good way to put forward those issues and talk about the COVID, but it's something that's really important, but that's put aside right now because it's not like the big priority. But it is there for at least 4 or 5 years. So I believe for students, researchers, it is important to use those tools, use this institution to, I don't know, just to increase awareness